Lionel Messi is highly regarded as one of the greatest footballers of all time, if not the greatest footballer of our time, and the greatest of this generation. But do you know his origins? If you don't, listen to this video. Lionel Andreas Messi was born on June 24th, 1987 in Rosario, Argentina. He was the third of four children of Jorge Messi, a steel factory manager, and his wife Celia Cucatini, who worked in a magnet manufacturing workshop. On his father's side, he is of Italian and Spanish descent, the great-grandson of immigrants from the north-central Adriatic Marsh region of Italy and Catalonia. And on his mother's side, he has primarily Italian ancestry. Growing up in a tight-knit, football-loving family, Leo developed the passion for the sport from an early age, playing constantly with his older brothers Rodrigo and Matthias, and his cousins Maximiliano and Emmanuel Bianucci, both of whom eventually became professional footballers along with Messi. At the age of 4, he joined his local club Grandoli, which he was coached by his father. Though his earliest influence as a player came from his maternal grandmother, Celia, who accompanied him to training and matches, he was greatly affected by her death shortly before his 11th birthday, and since then he has dedicated almost every single goal he scores to his grandmother. A lifelong supporter of Newell's Old Boys, Messi joined the Rosario club when he was 6 years old. During the 6 years he played for Newell's, he scored almost 500 goals as a member of the Machine of '87, the near unbeatable youth side named for the year of their birth, and regularly entertaining crowds by performing ball tricks during halftime of the first team's home games. However, his future as a professional player was threatened when at age 10 he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. As his father's health was as his father's health insurance covered only 2 years of growth hormone treatment, which cost at least $1,000 per month, Newell's agreed to contribute, but later reneged on their promise. He was scouted by Buenos Aires club River Plate, whose playmaker, Pablo Aimar, he idolized, but they were also unable to pay for his treatment due to the country's economic collapse. As the Messi family had relatives in Catalonia, they sought to arrange a trial with Barcelona in September of 2000. First team director Charlie Rekex immediately wanted to sign him, but the board of directors hesitated. At the time, it was highly unusual for European clubs to sign foreign players of such a young age. On the 14th of December, an ultimatum was issued for Barcelona to prove their commitment, and Rekex, with no other paper at hand, offered a contract on a paper napkin. In February 2001, the family relocated to Barcelona, where they moved into an apartment near the club stadium, Camp Nou. During his first year in Spain, Messi rarely played with the Infantiles due to a transfer conflict with Newell's. As a foreigner, he could only be fielded in friendlies and the Catalan League. Without football, he struggled to integrate into the team. Already reserved by nature, he was so quiet that his teammates initially believed he was mute. At home, he suffered from homesickness, and his mother moved back to Rosario with his brothers and little sister, Maria Sol, while he stayed in Barcelona with his father. After a year at Barcelona's youth academy, La Masia, Messi was finally enrolled in the Royal Spanish Football Federation in February of 2002. Not playing in all competitions, he befriended his teammates, among whom were Cesc Fabregas, who now plays for Chelsea, and Gerard Piqué, who still plays for Barcelona along with Messi. After completing his growth hormone treatment age 14, Messi became an integral part of the baby dream team, Barcelona's greatest ever youth side. During his first full session, he was top scorer with 36 goals in 30 games for Cadets A, who won an unprecedented treble of the league in both the Spanish and Catalan Cups. The Copa Catalunya final, a 4-1 victory over Espanyol, another Catalonian side, became known in club lore as the Partido de la Mascara, the final of the mask. A week after suffering a broken cheekbone during a league match, Messi was allowed to start the game on the condition that he was wearing a plastic protector. Soon hindered by the mask, he took it off and scored 2 goals in 10 minutes before his substitution. At the close of the season, he received an offer to join Arsenal, an English club at the time, his first from a foreign club. But while Fabregas and Piqué soon left for England, he chose to remain in Barcelona. During the 2003 to the 2004 season, his fourth season with Barcelona, Messi rapidly progressed through the club's ranks, debuting for a record 5 teams in a single campaign. To be named player of the tournament in 4 international preseason competitions at the Juveniles B, played with only 1 official match with the team before being promoted to the Juveniles A, where he scored 18 goals in 11 league games. Messi was then one of several youth players called up to strengthen the depleted first team during the international break. French winger Ludovic Julie explained how a teenage Leo caught the eye in a training session with Frank Rijkaard's first team. He destroyed us all. They were kicking him all over the place to avoid being ridiculed by this kid. He just got up and kept on playing. He would dribble past 4 players and score a goal. Even the team's starting center backs were nervous. He was an alien. At 16 years, 4 months, and 23 days old, He made his first team debut when he came on the 75th minute during a friendly against Jose Mourinho's Porto on November 16, 2003. His performance, creating 2 chances in the shot on goal, impressed the technical staff, and he subsequently began training daily with the club's reserve side, Barcelona B, as well as weekly with the first team. After his first training session with the senior squad, Barca's new star player, Ronaldinho, told his teammates that he believed in the 16-year-old would become an even better player than himself. Ronaldinho soon befriended Messi, whom he called Little Brother, which greatly eased his transition into the first team. To gain further match experience, Messi played with the team Barcelona C in addition to the Juveniles A, playing his first game for the third team on 29th of November. He helped save them from the relegation zone of the Terra division, scoring 5 goals in 10 games, including a hat-trick in 8 minutes during the Copa del Rey match, while man marked by Sevilla's Sergio Ramos. His progress was reflected in his first professional contract signed on February 4th of 2004, which lasted until 2012, containing an initial buyout clause of $30 million. A month later, on March 6th, he made his debut for Barcelona B in the Segunda Division B, and his buyout clause automatically increased to $80 million. He played 5 games with the B team that season, but did not score. Physically, he was weaker than his opponents, who were often much older and taller, and in training, he worked on increasing his muscle mass and overall strength in order to be able to shake off defenders. Towards the end of the season, he returned to both youth teams, helping the Juveniles B win the league, finished the campaign, having scored for 4 of his 5 teams with a total of 36 goals in all competitions. During the 05 season, Messi was a guaranteed starter for the B team, playing 17 games throughout the campaign and scoring on 6 occasions. Since his debut, the previous November, he had not been called up to the first team again, but in October of 2004, the senior players asked manager Frank Rijkaard to promote him. Since Ronaldinho already played on the left wing, Rijkaard moved Messi from his usual position on the right flank, allowing him to cut into the center of the pitch and shoot with his dominant left foot. Messi made his league debut during the match on October 16th against Espanyol, coming on the 82nd minute. At 17 years, 3 months, and 22 days old, he was at the time the youngest player to represent Barcelona in an official competition. As a substitute player, he played only 77 minutes in 9 matches for the first team that season, including his debut in the UEFA Champions League against Shakhtar Donetsk. He scored his first senior goal on May 1st of 2005 against Albacete from an assist by Ronaldinho, becoming, at that time, the youngest ever scorer for the club. Barcelona, in their second division under Rijkaard, won the league for the first time in 6 years. Okay, guys, so that was Messi's youth career all the way up until the 03-04 season. If you guys want to see the rest of this little mini biography, I guess is what you could call it, about Lionel Messi, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe while you're down there as well. Until next time, guys, I have been the Football Aspect.